And a good morning to you on this Tuesday, the 9th day of September. Nice to have you with us this morning. After the 10 o'clock news, we'll be chatting with Bay County Executive Jim Barsha at 11 o'clock. Ben from RoofMax will join us. For this hour, we're going to start with open phones, but we will have guests coming in from Disney on Ice later on in the hour, and when they arrive, we will interrupt the phones. So if you have something you want to get off your mind, you want to chat about this morning, now is the time to do it, 989-752-6111. Also, a little heads up for Thursday, 9/11. As is the custom, we will always take at least an hour to talk about 9/11 on Thursday, but we're going to do it a little different this year. At 10 o'clock, which is the hour we have designated to do it, we're going to play some audio from 9/11 of what we were doing back then. And Matt Fallon will be in the studio with me. Matt, at the time, was a Democrat Party fundraiser stationed in Washington, D.C., and he was there for the second attack, the one on the Pentagon. So we will chat with Matt about that coming up Thursday, and that's at 10 o'clock in the morning. But for now, open phones, 989-752-6111. And again, we'll keep them open until our guests arrive from Disney on Ice. And something else I was going to tell you, and it just got sidetracked. That's old age, folks. What can I tell you? You know, it happens. It happens. Let's go to the phones this morning. Scott's waiting for us, so we'll say good morning to Scott in Saginaw. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, morning, Art. I'd like to talk about the Epstein stuff here for a minute. Get your opinion. Where do you think that the Washington Journal ended up getting this so-called birthday card that, as far as I know, was taken from the estate from Epstein? But everything from the Epstein estate is put into evidence someplace. So how did they end up with a birthday card that in a cryptic way said Donald Trump and Epstein were both closet pedophiles?
Well, how they got it, that's easy. When you have something like that floating around and many, many people can get their hands on it, it's easy for one person to decide to be the Lone Ranger, if you will, and snatch it and send it to whoever they want. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, first of all, if you think you can keep a secret in Washington, D.C., not likely. But it's just, I'm not surprised that these things transport themselves to places where you wouldn't expect to find them. So from that standpoint, it doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me either, other than the lapse in timing. I mean, the Epstein estate was raided back in, 2018, 2019. So this evidence has been sitting there and sitting there and sitting there and then sitting there. Then all of a sudden, a birthday. I mean, This is almost as good. This is almost as good as that, what was her name? Cassidy Hutchinson, who said the 78-year-old Donald Trump reached up in the back of the limousine, grabbed the
steering wheel,
Secret Service agent by the neck and steering wheel. I mean, this is almost as good as that. But no, I don't believe any of this. Again, this is just like the Democrats say that Trump is using this for distraction. I'm going, well, how is Trump using it when only the Democrats are talking about it?
Yeah, he's not putting it out. That's for sure.
No.
So no. But I will tell you this now. I will tell you this, Scott. And I have to be honest about it. It would not surprise me if, indeed, back then in the 80s, whenever it was, he sent a birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein. That wouldn't surprise me. But what I'm afraid of is when they release all of this stuff on Epstein, there's going to be a lot of guilt by association that's not deserved for many people.
That may be true, but one thing that we can be pretty sure on is I think over 100 of these young ladies just went to Washington, D.C., and not a one of them mentioned Donald Trump, They dragged Donald Trump's name, not these women, but the Democratic Party had dragged Donald Trump through the mud since 2016, and not one accusation about this.
Yeah.
Until the infamous birthday card that it's got a picture, Donald Trump's signature, and him admitting he's a pedophile.
Yeah, but all
they need is a DNA.
Yeah, just understand, again, guilt by association. It's easy to pick on him, first of all, because he's at the top of the chain. And
well, it is.
There's so much. That whole Epstein saga is, it's what's the words I'm looking for?
Tragic.
Soap opera. Soap opera.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah.
And you're right. It is tragic, but it's playing out like a soap opera.
Because of the way the Democrats are doing this. If they would let the evidence play itself out. See, I mean, a couple months ago when Trump said, okay, we're going to bring everything forward, the Democrat Party and the media jumped up. Oh, my God, what about the victims? Got to protect the victims. Now the Democrats are parading the victims down in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, however, they're afraid what's in all that information, too, because I got a feeling it's not just Republican names in there.
Well, I think we could have Bill Clinton. I think there could be.
Who knows? I don't know.
Trump's old Attorney General, William Barr, was part of that.
You can speculate all you want, but we don't know. So, until it's released, we don't know.
Well, to me, if you're not guilty, you bring it out, and William Barr was helping cover it up as well. So I don't know about some of these people. I think this pedophilia thing is a lot sicker in this country than we want to admit that it is.
Well, that could be. All right.
That could be. All right, I'll talk to you. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye now. 989-752-6111. Excuse me, I didn't get the button off fast enough. Anyhow, 'tis a Tuesday, 9th day of September. We'll take a break, come back, and again, the lines are open, 989-752-6111, and we will return right after these notes. All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Again, we are awaiting our guests from Disney on Ice, and I think they're going to be here fairly soon. In the meantime, back to the phones. Carl's in Saginaw. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Art. One thing about the Epstein file, Scott kept saying it's the Democrats that keep bringing this up. Well, no, it's not. There are right-wing podcasters. There are Republican members of Congress.
Let's put it this way.
Are bringing this up.
Let's put it this way.
Pardon?
It's a bipartisan event.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's not just the Democrats. A lot of people on the right have been talking about these Epstein files for years, and they were under the impression that if Trump got elected, these files were going to be released. That's what they were promised.
Well,
so I can understand why a lot of people are upset. So, but about that, yesterday the Supreme Court came down with a decision about immigration, where ICE agents now can stop people just by the way they look, or if they're speaking Spanish, or their appearance. If they appear to be Hispanic, ICE can now stop people and ask them for their papers.
Yeah, it was a decision relative to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. How do you feel about papers, please? Are we going to turn into that kind of country?
Yeah, there's two things to remember here. One, How do we feel about it personally? I don't like it. However, when a court rules, whether you like the decision or not, you'd hope it's based on the Constitution and the law. And the 6 justices that voted for it viewed it that way. So it's the law.
Yeah, but they didn't
Like it or
give an
not.
opinion.
Like it or not.
Yeah, but they didn't explain their reasoning or why they're overturning precedent or how they came up with this decision. They didn't explain it at all.
Yeah.
So now it goes back to the lower courts to try to figure out, but in the meantime, we're living in a country where, these unmarked vans pull up, men jump out with masks on, no identification, and they grab people off the street. And apparently that's okay now. It just, I don't know.
Well,
And
it's,
people say,
listen,
"No, this."
here's the thing. This country has always lived on what I call the pendulum. It swings one way, and then to correct itself, it swings all the way the other way. For the past several years, we had open borders, and tens of thousands, if not more, people crossed our borders illegally. And so we react. And what do? The pendulum swings the other way. At some point in time, we have to learn to live in the middle, and we haven't.
Yes, I think most people are happy with closing the border. And then Trump said, he was going to get rid of the criminals, the worst of the worst. But now they're deporting people who are just nannies and gardeners.
No, there's going to be a few caught up, but for the most part, they have gotten rid of the worst and are getting rid of the worst.
Well, I've heard like 70% of the people they're arresting have no criminal record.
I have no idea because I haven't seen their records.
Well, that's the numbers I'm hearing.
All right.
A lot of these people getting pulled up. They're not all murderers and rapists.
No.
They're gardeners and roofers.
If they came here illegally, they're still illegal.
Well,
so that's true, isn't it?
Yes. So
if they came here illegally, they came illegally.
Yes.
There are legal ways to enter this country, and if you want asylum, you should follow the legal ways to do it. Period.
Yes. And
okay.
If we remove them, we should do it legally also. Yes?
I don't know that we're not.
Legally?
I don't know that we're not. The court says it's legal.
No.
Yes.
The lower courts have not said that.
Yeah, well, the Supreme Court has the final say, don't they?
Yes.
Well, okay, they did. All right, I got to run.
Well, on this...
Got to run, Carl. Got to run, Carl. Last call. Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right, last caller because our guests are here, and this is Mark. Mark, good morning.
Morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Good.
Just real quick, Lions got a big game this weekend with Chicago. Former Brad offense coordinator. Both have 0-2 on this, or 0-1 on the season. So it's going to be a great game. What's your thoughts?
I expect the Lions to fix their problems, and they had a lot of them. But I expect them to fix their problems. I went into the season thinking the Lions are going to lose. They're not going to have a 15-2 record again. I went into the season figuring that they'll probably lose maybe 6 games, maybe 7. And we have different coordinators. But I don't know. I mean, I don't put anything past Campbell. He's a master. We'll see.
I'd like to see people pad up more that are going to be on the team as opposed to people trying out during preseason. You start off with winning one preseason game, but then you're going to lose your opener and say, well, we got to work as a team and work out the kinks.
But
should have done that in preseason.
Yeah, but every team does the same thing, so it's it's not like you're going up to somebody who played their first line every preseason game. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
All right. Gotta run.
Sir. Take care.
Take care. Bye bye. All right, Jeff, you're the last caller. Jeff in Bay City. Good morning.
Hey, Art. How you doing this morning?
Good.
Good. A lot of different topics there that are going on. So illegal immigrants, they come into the country illegally. Now they're mad that the SWAT team shows up, unmarked cars, throw them in the vehicle, get them out of our country because they shouldn't have been here first. Nothing really wrong with that. The officers, the reason they're masking up is because of all the nonsense that goes on with the backlash of trying to go after the officer as if he's doing something wrong when he's trying to protect all of us.
Yep.
So, a couple callers you had there, I'm just wondering how many illegal immigrants did they put in their house when Gretchen Whitmer was offering $500 a month? Are they just worried about their door getting kicked in? Or are they actually concerned? And, and if the Supreme Court makes a ruling on one issue, and then the lower court's got to decipher it. No, the Supreme Court is the court of the land. There is no undercourt that should be trying to do anything except undermining the whole system. It's like saying the thief comes in, and it's okay that they can steal $900 worth of merchandise from the store, but would some of the callers that call in, would they be happy if somebody came and stole $2 from their house? And the answer is no. Well, that's my $2. You're right. And that was that business's $2. Some of this stuff, it just gets to be so much nonsense, And one last thing with the Epstein files, it's like they're all arguing over, we need more information. They're arguing over a broken up bag of chips, and there's a semi-truck sitting full of food. But they don't want to open the semi-truck because they're too busy arguing over the little bag of chips that got broken.
Yeah, well, they're also afraid what's in that big truck.
Well, to an extent. But we've got Trump in office right now for 3.5 years yet. And only 1.5 years or a year from now is the midterms, and depending what happened in the midterms is whether we can get our agenda truly pushed to save America. And that's what's really important, is saving our country, not selling it out. And
Jeff, got to run.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks. Bye-bye
now.
Have a
good one. Yep.
All right, we'll be back and have special guests from Disney on Ice with us in studio.
The kids are back.
Hi, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. As I mentioned, we're going to have some very special guests from Disney on Ice, which is in Saginaw. And if I'm correct, I think it begins Thursday and it runs through the 14th. So it's got quite a 7-show event here. And we have a couple of folks who are involved in Disney on Ice and have been for some time. First of all, the host and performer. We say good morning to Kisto Spearing Hook. Did I get it right?
Close. Spearing's Hook.
Spearing's Hook. What did I say? Oh, it's plural, Spearing's Hook. Okay. And you're from where, Kisto?
Cape Town, South Africa.
And you've been with it. You told me how long you've been with the show?
I've been touring for 13 seasons.
Before that, what did you do?
I was a competitive skater for about 10 or 11 years prior to that.
Worlds. Did you do the Olympics at all?
Oh, that's the dream. That's the goal. That's the end goal. Not everyone gets there, but, we work towards that. But I've been to, junior worlds and competitions as well, internationally as well.
We'll come back to it. Also with us, though, is a cast performer, and he is Michael Lewick. Michael, good morning.
Good morning.
And you are from?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
So you didn't have to travel half the world to get here.
No, a little quicker, a little jump over here.
How long do you spend with the tour?
So this year, I believe from beginning to end is about 10 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big season.
Yeah. So we get to know each other very well that way, and
You're on the road for all 10, or do you get to go back home occasionally?
Pretty much on the road the entire time. We can occasionally take a little break here or there if we need to, but that's, start to finish. You are on the road, city to city each week.
Live entertainment.
Well, that's true. I grant you that, but that's a long time. And it would seem to me you guys have to be in great condition to do what you do day in, day out.
Conditioning is what we do. You know, as I said about competition, it does weigh on your body, but I think it's more the mental aspect that is different when you come into the live entertainment area. Professionally, you do maintain yourself physically, and mentally, you actually prepare yourself for what is out there. It's a different environment when you're competing versus performing for the world.
So let me ask you this, Kisto. What brings a young man in South Africa to want to figure skate?
Difference. I grew up around ball sports, soccer, rugby, cricket, and honestly, something that challenges me physically, mentally, and emotionally too. I found it very interesting. I'm like an adrenaline junkie, and skating does that, especially when you're 10, 11 years old, trying to like, let's see what works for me. And when you find that you can just, you know, as young kids, you know, anyone today, they throw themselves in the air and, you know, you're agile. And that time I was drawn to it quite aggressively, and I told my mother, I said, I want to try this. And I fell in love with it, honestly, and still I fall in love with it every day. So
when you got into it, could you envision the way skaters are today with quads and stuff like that?
Honestly, no. But at that time, it was already present in skating. To have it consistently every single week in your body, doing it every competition for those programs, no. It is crazy the time we live in. It is astounding, but I think it's fascinating too. It's inspiring. Does it make some of us feel like, whoa, that's going to hurt? Yes. But it's amazing how far we've grown, how far we like coming together as a community, supporting this change, and also the way we see figure skating.
So, Michael, what got you into it?
Well, I grew up in the Minneapolis area, and my parents' philosophy was there's two things you need to learn. You need to learn how to skate, and you need to learn how to swim, because you're going to be on the water in some capacity in that state all year round.
Oh, one of them's frozen, though.
Yep. Land of 10,000 lakes and the land of hockey. But I didn't care for hockey when I was a little kid, but I liked skating, and I just kept in lessons. And then next thing I know, I'm competing, and now here I am with Disney.
So how far did you go in competition?
Gosh, the last season that I competed, we were top 70 in the world. Me and my partner, I did pairs.
Oh, you did pairs?
Yep. And then when the partnership dissolved, I took a little bit of time away, did some coaching, kind of, soul searched a little bit. And
and Disney came a calling?
Here I am. I've got multiple friends who have worked for the company and are currently working for the company, and we're like, we think you should come and join the fold.
How long have you toured with them?
So this will only be my second season, actually. And I'm loving every minute of it. It's
so he's a freshman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
New to the life,
So let's talk about the show. Disney on Ice has been around for decades.
Well,
decades and decades.
Disney itself has been around
Well,
forever.
Disney, of course, has been. Has the show changed much? You've been there 13 years. The show you did 13 years ago, would we recognize it today compared to today's show?
One thing that is present that I consistently see is that technology has taken over, and it has evolved the way we view things. Lighting, staging, what the kids would like to see, what movies interest them, storylines. The beautiful thing about Disney on Ice Presents Frozen Encanto is that we actually give you a family story loving show, period. People come, they fall in love with Frozen, they fall in love with Encanto, but they get to see their favorite characters, and they are left feeling like they want more. Because we tell you a story, but we keep it short, sweet, to the point, that we want you to turn around and go, but Mommy, I want to go back. And I see it as a host in the beginning. I see it. And
what does the host do?
I'm the energizer, along with my co-host, Janie. We really get to hype up the audience for a good, short moment to get them engaged, get them awake, get them present. Because, as a performer, you don't realize that there is time that went into getting everyone here. It is time to sit down in the seats. Everything is, time consuming. So you really want to get them engaged before the show really starts. But the show starts from the time I step out. That's the way I think, at least. So I want to get you present as well, so that you can really get what we are putting out there for you.
Has being the host reduced your skating responsibilities?
Not at all. I think if anything,
Michael's laughing.
Not at all. I think if anything, part of this journey of touring with the company and Felton Entertainment and Disney on Ice is that you don't stop. You just keep growing. There is no, you can't grow. There's always avenues for you to develop and work on and improve. And that's what I've been able to do. And I'm fortunate that my company allows that for me. And Disney on Ice gives me the platform to show that.
Michael, what do you do in the show?
So I'm part of the ensemble cast. So really, I describe it as doing a little bit of everything. Like, I've spared as host when Keisto is ill and out of the show. I've done, different characters in the show as far as like townsfolk or, the occasional Disney prince.
See, I was going to, you're answering a question I was going to ask because, well, I'll tell you what, let me take a break and then I'll come back and answer the question. I just looked at my clock. I have a clock too. We'll take a break, come back with our guests in studio from Disney on Ice at the Dow Event Center starting this Thursday. And you can go online for tickets, and we will take a break. Let me talk a minute about Quick Lane Freeland next to McDonald Ford. It's not been a good allergy season. Anybody with allergies knows that. Quick Lane wants to keep you healthy in your car, and they have a product called FrigiFresh. Here's John from Quick Lane to tell you all about it.
FrigiFresh. Hi.
All right, we're back with you in studio with us from Disney on Ice, coming to Saginaw beginning Thursday. Keisto Spearings Hook and Michael Lewick, both performers, and Keisto is also the host of the show. We were just talking during the break. I'd asked about, how long the season is, and you surprised me by telling me Saginaw is the opening of the season. Is that right?
That's right. Our opening premiere show city for the beginning of our tour.
So let me ask you this. If I went to the show Thursday
Mm-hmm.
and then came back 7 or 8 months from wherever you were in the world and watched the show, would I see the same show?
You would, but you'd look at something different because the quality and the detailing of what we do is so unique. So if you've never been to a Disney show, you look at everything. But you come back the second time, you look at a specific thing. You start to fall in love with your characters. You start to just be focused and fixated on that one specific moment. I can tell you as a person that has worked for the company, that's what I do. There's something new all the time that I missed. I'm like, but I saw it last year, but I didn't.
Yeah. And like the thing I would take from that is because it's a live show and we're working with actual humans and not just a movie, we're constantly working on what we're doing and improving upon what we're doing. So hopefully, the show
obviously, yeah. It's
put
like
on
anything.
this week, we're going to constantly build on it every show we do throughout the entire season.
Let me ask this. Do you bring an ice expert with you? Because I would have to believe the quality of the ice has reference to how well you do in the show. Because I'm involved with the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club, and they've been here for 23 years now, and ice is always an issue.
Yeah.
Is it true with you guys?
Oh, yeah.
We don't travel one, but I can tell you that the specifications and the details of that is definitely communicated to the management. So, I would say it's
So ours
my
are bony
pay grade.
operators.
I don't know those details, but
Yeah.
I do know this. Some of the arenas, and most of the arenas we perform in, is multi-purpose arenas.
Right.
They can house NHL, NBA, and flip it and do a musical or a VMA show, for example. in a day.